Hey guys, welcome to another video. So in this video we will see the EDR. So next we will call it as a next gen antivirus software. So endpoint detection and response. So you can see many jobs nowadays like MDR, EDR, XDR. So everyone will be uh, everything will be working under this ADR tool. So you have a lot of tools like Sophos Interceptex and CrowdStrike Falcon, McAfee Vision. Trend Micro have an EDR, IBM have separate EDR, and VMware have Carbon Black, and many vendors we have Relax have their own EDR. So many security providers they have a separate EDR for their environment. So many customers will be using whatever the EDR is feasible for a customer. They will be purchasing that EDR and they will use. But there is a big difference between the antivirus softwares and EDRs. Okay, when comparing to. So in antivirus software, so if you are downloading anything, it will detect the threat and it will be clearing out the threat, right? So antivirus software has limited features comparing to EDRs. Like it will not detect, it will not work all the time. So if the threat actors was a very good knowledge, they can able to bypass using bypass antivirus software using some scripts. It will be easily get bypassed, but EDRs is not like that. So EDR will be the next level. We have seen the static engine, dynamic engine, and heuristic engine. So this all engines will be under the endpoint detection and response EDR tool, as well as this EDR tool will have a artificial intelligence and machine learning knowledge. It will detect a live threat. So also we can do some investigation related to that threat, and we can do a live response, incident response in the same EDR tool. Okay, no, don't worry about that. We can explore the EDR tool completely in the next video. I explained the Microsoft Defender ATP EDR, so top to bottom everything. So how we are doing the live response, how we are installing the agents, and what is the EDR, and how the threats will be there, how we need to investigate the threats in EDR. Okay, so the antivirus softwares and EDRs are very different, because antivirus software primarily detects known threat using the signature based detection. It only focus on the database, so that you will be getting the updates more time. And many of them are saying, you may hear about that, you need to update the security softwares, so it, because security software updates will be having a latest hash value, so the hash value will be updating in your Bitdefender antivirus software. So nothing about that. But if you see about the EDR, detect known and unknown threat using the behavior analysis. So it will monitor the behavior of the machine, and if the behavior changes, if there is any rude behavior or any suspicious behavior, it will monitor that, and it will compare that analysis with the ML, machine learning, and the artificial intelligence program. Then it will conclude it will be a benign, it will be a threat, or it will be a false positive. Okay, so it will detect unknown threats also. Okay, so there is no visibility in a real time, so which threat it was detected, and so what was the scenario and all. But the EDR provides a very good visibility, so which command line get executed, and what was the endpoint which get detected, and so what's the file hash, what's the process command line, everything will be there in the EDR. So response capabilities, there is no live response in the antivirus softwares if you need to do an incident response, but EDR provides a live response, so we can see that in the next video. Okay, so don't worry about that. And data collections, so it will collect all the data for a forensics analysis. Okay, so the EDRs will collect all the data from your machine, and it will be save it in the cloud, so you can able to investigate that, so you can investigate the data laterly, so if you want. So you can flag whether there is a real threat or a malicious false positive going on. Okay, so all the data will be saved in the cloud, so you can easily take the data and you can investigate that. So but the traditional antivirus softwares, it will not offer that kind of things. It will not save your data into the cloud. And threat intel, so EDR has a very good threat intel, but the traditional antivirus do not support the threat intels and all. Okay, so we will explore the Microsoft Defender ATP in the next video, and we can see everything. but let me show a few things. uh, so this is the live response if you will be taking in the EDRs. Okay, so you will be getting the live command and control console, so you can command whatever you want. Okay, so it will be like that. So connections, what are the connections you can see. Okay, so you can see all the files which will be under the programs or any download folders. So no problem, we'll see everything in the next video. See you guys, bye bye. Hey guys, welcome to another video. I hope you have enjoyed the previous video which I have explained the Microsoft Defender ATP top to bottom. This is how the EDRs will basically work. So you have seen everything, I hope. Let's talk about the DLP, which will be used in most of the organization. So DLP is like a data loss prevention. You can see the protection name in the word, data loss protection. So this tool will basically we can stop the exfiltration by using this tool. So if any of the data get uploaded from the company to the cloud, to the threat actor web server or anything, the DLP will be come into actions. It will be block that traffic, and it will send the alert to the administrator like an EDR. So basically we can integrate that also through DLP. So basically this DLP will filter all the, it will monitor all the network traffic one by one. So it will take one packet and it will investigate what was sending and what the how many byte was sending and how many bytes are receiving, and which IP, whether the IP has any reputations or not, and it will decide whether any of the data will be exfiltrated from the company, that uploaded from the company, or any of the malicious connections were there. This will basically stop that exfiltrations and to the from the organization. Okay, so the data loss protection, prevention or protection, you can whatever is feasible, you can say that. This mechanism have a capability to detect this kind of security breach, particularly the data exfiltrations. Okay, so let's stop off this video and we will continue the discussion in the next video. See you guys, bye bye. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Let's quickly discuss about the types of malware, because in the next section we are going to move forward to the malware development. We are going to develop a simple reversal payload, so which will take a reverse connections from the Windows machine to the Linux machine. So for that, you need to understand the types of malware. This is the important questions when we are dealing any interviews, or if you are dealing with any malwares, or if you are working as a threat analyst or dealing with the malwares. Okay, let's start with the types of malware. The first one we can see it's a backdoor. So backdoor will basically, it will breach the normal authentications and it will enter into the machine. Then it will provide a invisible connection to the attacker machine. So the attacker can able to remotely control your machine. So it's basically like a backdoor. It will bypass the defense mechanism, and it will give a reverse connection to the attacker. So attacker can control your machine basically. Okay, so nothing else, we can see the backdoors in the upcoming section. Many of the videos we have practical sessions. And downloaders, so once any of the malwares or any of the executable installed in your machine, so the threat actor need to exfiltrate or need to install the ransomware. So the threat actor will pull another executable, okay, into your machine. Okay, so for first time, let's take an example. Let's draw something in so you can understand what exactly happening. So if you see the downloaders, so there is a one program called mal.exe was installed in your machine. So this mal.exe will be calling another executable, that's a second stage payload. Okay, So let's think of it. This mal.exe only capable to modify the data. So it do not have a capability to delete the data. So the threat actor was pulling another executable called mal.del.exe. Del.exe. This mal.del.exe has a capability to delete the data. So this is the downloader. Okay, it will download a second stage or third stage or payloads into your machine, and it will do whatever it want. Okay, so basically the threat actor sometime in most of the ransomware based threats, the threat actor will deploy defender disabling the antivirus softwares in one exe like disable.exe, and next they will pull a ransomware into the environment. So this is the common thing. So this is called as a downloader. So it will pull the third party, so the secondary stage payloads into your machine. Okay, not a third party, it's secondary stage payloads we will say. Okay, so next thing we will say is a Trojan. So you all know about the Trojanware. So when you are downloading any crack file from any of the websites, basically from the dark web or any torrent files, so you will be get easily affected by the Trojan. So that file will be basically saying turn off the defender and antivirus before installing the software. So because of that, the Trojan will basically play into your machine. So whenever you are installing the benign application, like if you are downloading the cracked Photoshop from the untrusted websites, so that website contain a Trojan, they will embed their malware in the Photoshop.exe. They will basically embed their malware. Okay, so whenever you are installing the Photoshop.exe, the same time the Trojanware will be also installed, and it will play into your machine basically. Okay, it will give a secondary reversal to the attacker. It will give a complete control to the attacker your machine, or it will do some spy on your machine, like turning on the camera and it will monitor you, or it will watch your keyboards, what are the words you are typing, and it will basically steal your sensitive data like browser credentials like username, passwords and all. So this is the overall explanation of the Trojan. It will come under the benign software. It will embed into the benign software, and when you are installing the benign software like Photoshop.exe, it will be installing into your machine. So the many of the companies, they are saying download your executable from the trusted website, the benign websites and all. So next thing is a remote access Trojan. So RAT will basically give a remote connection to the attacker. So that's a remote access Trojan. Basically it will the RAT will be dangerous because it will be undetected by most of the antivirus softwares and the EDR platform. So there is a lot of rats will be there, emotet, and multiple rats will be there. Okay, so this will be basically sending your data to the remote server, and it will give a controlled remote access to the attacker. Okay, basically the remote access Trojan will do. So next thing we have stealers. So we can see it in the name. So stealers will the malware is designed for steal some personal informations like credit cards, debit cards, password file and personal informations, documents, and such a financial data, and to do the financial frauds. Okay, to do the financial frauds and all. Okay, so stealers are designed for that. You can see the malware, for example, the info stealer, credential stealer, and a lot of stealers are there. You can just research that about the stealer. You can get lot of malwares to explore, and this stealers will only have a capability to steal your information. It will not give any remote control terminal to the attacker machine. It will only gather some personal information from you, and it will give everything to the attacker. Okay, so next thing we are seeing a bootkits. So it will be very hard to detect the bootkits and all. It will be infect the master boot record. So basically the booting thing in the operating system. It will give a persistent connections to the attacker. So when you are starting the machine, before the operating system get loaded, the bootkit will be executed, and it will give the reverse connection to the attacker. So the attacker can able to control your machine completely. So that's the bootkits. But nowadays the bootkits are little bit less. So there is lot of improvements from the operating system from the Microsoft. So the bootkits are reduced nowadays. They are fixing everything, and the antivirus vendors and EDRs are very powerful nowadays. So the bootkits, we are not seeing bootkits in most of the time. It's very rare nowadays. And the reverse shell, you all guys know the reverse shell. It will execute in the target machine, and it will give a reverse connection to the attacker machine, and basically it will bypass the firewalls, and it will give a connection to the attacker machine, so the attacker machine can able to control your machine by using the command line. We see this reversal in the next video, no problem. So don't worry about that. We are going to develop a reversal program, and we are going to hack a window machines, top to bottom. So that's very simple, the programs, and also you can have a clear understanding about the reversal and the malware development. I hope I'm damn sure. Okay, so let's hop off this section, and we will continue our discussion and practical in the next section. So because we are jumping into the malware development, so this is the very important for offensive security, because you guys need to develop a program for that. So in this course, I will give the maximum explanation, maximum malware development techniques in this course. Okay, so this will be very helpful for your offensive research, and when you are performing red teaming operations, or you are doing some external things in a company. Okay, so let's hop off this video, and we will continue in the next video. See you guys. Bye bye.